Gabriela Desir. Join Allison as she explores the Pacific Northwest with change makers who are reclaiming space in the outdoors and creating opportunities for local BIPOC communities to engage with nature and find joy and healing. It's available now on Cascade PBS app and airing on KCTS 9 Thursdays at 8:50 p.m.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the cabinets from Big Poppy.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell her who we talking to.
Sage Prince, Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about going to do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Night Beat with Nasty Nets Rodriguez.
The beat of the Fox. K-Fox Night Beat, Nasty Net.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Start Time. Paul Pincher.
Tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening sound sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. Trust me, you'll be listening the entire time from 5 to mid Sunday evening. Your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio.
The beat of the Fox with nastiness is back on K-Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mix Master Ice. UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
That's right. Noise.
Hey, renters, have you ever had a landlord do something that didn't seem legal? Have you ever wondered if you have any rights as a renter? Well, you do, but it's not always clear what they are. That's why Solid Grounds Tenant Services offers free online renters webinars 3 times a month. Just go to solid-ground.org/RAR to learn more. This is a free opportunity to learn more about your rights as a renter. Again, just go to solid-ground.org/RAR.
Rainier Avenue Radio.
Hi, everybody. Is it just me, Daniel? I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth out of Federal Way, and my co-host should be here shortly.
Here I am.
There you are.
On the wrong link.
Well, I have the beach behind me.
Wonderful.
Summertime.
It is summertime. Yes. And so what we're going to talk about today is vacation homes and summertime.
Yes.
So, it's a very good time for people to go out there and, rent a cabin or rent a VRBO or rent an Airbnb, so on and so forth. So we're going to talk about owning one of those VRBOs or Airbnbs. So just quickly, so people, sometimes a lot of people are really scared that they have a mortgage and that they're not going to be able to afford a vacation home. But am I correct? You used to have a vacation home in Canada, right?
We did down in Oregon. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Fabulous.
Yes. And how long have you owned it? Did you own it?
We owned it for about 10 years, I would say.
Yeah.
And we just realized that the kids were really small when we got it, and then as they got older and were involved with their friends and sports and all that, they didn't want to go down to seaside as often as we used to. We used to go every weekend.
Yeah.
And so then the neighbor just kind of harassed me and said, "Come on, just sell that place to me. You're not here all the time."
Yes.
She turned me down. I sold it.
Did you? Okay. Did you ever?
And then both boys decided after high school, I think me and the guys are going to go down there and hang out for the weekend.
Okay.
They said when we asked them, "Do you want us to keep the property so you can have it down the road? It could be yours." And they said, "Nah, we're good."
Okay. So they found use for it later on. But why did you get a vacation home, and did you enjoy it? What was the vacation home to you?
It was a place to get away from the hustle and bustle of just work. There's a lot of people down in that area and on the beaches, but there's a promenade that they have. We go there all times of the year, and just to walk and feel the ocean breeze on your face and meditate on a log on the sand and look at the sunsets. It was just so peaceful to me any time of year.
So would you agree that it was a lot more economical for you to actually own a vacation home and do your own thing than it was to just go and continually rent hotels every weekend?
Exactly. Oh yeah. We almost bought something out in Hawaii. Realized how often could we get to Hawaii with the airfare just blowing up,
Right.
and then or ocean shores or something. And we came across, we found ourselves going down to Cannon Beach all the time. Yeah. And so why pay the hotel fees?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So, we're going to talk a little bit about vacation homes. And, a lot of people, at some time, they'll take their vacation home and they'll rent it out. They'll do a VRBO or they'll have Airbnbs, whatever company you decide. And for the days that you're not using it, you can actually have somebody else come out there and they could actually use the property and help you offset the mortgage.
Right.
So, there are a lot of advantages. I mean, let's say you want to take off for July, you want to go write a book. You want to go somewhere and you're not going to spend just, 2 or 3 days. You're going to spend like maybe 2 weeks. You're working from home, you're done with the city life and you want to go out by the beach or by the ocean or up in the mountains and do a little bit of drinking, and just do a little contemplating and just unplug your phone, unplug the computer and just have yourself a good meditative time. So this is very, very good for people to have vacation homes. So,
and you know what I did? I think I did it for a week. I had my sales staff go down there and we hung out and had a little retreat at the ocean. It was so nice and everybody participated, of course. And, you can drink at night and not have to go anywhere, but stay at the house and roll out of bed and get to your meeting the next morning.
This is
all
nice.
right there. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and then, the other thing we did with that house, Tina, is that we did a short-term vacation rental thing to traveling nurses. Have you heard of that? Traveling nurses go to all kinds of different destinations 3 months at a time. So we had every chance we could get, we would have a traveling nurse live at our house.
That's awesome. Wow. Yeah. So it helped you with your mortgage payments on that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
So really quick then, we're going to go over 7 ways in which having a vacation home actually gives you health benefits.
Okay.
There's actually health benefits from this. Okay, number 1, it improves physical health. So stress is a big contributor to heart disease and high blood pressure, but actually having a vacation home that you can escape to will improve your stress levels. Okay. It also, number 2, improves your mental health. So they have found that the University of Pittsburgh's Mind Body Center found that vacations increase pleasant emotions and reducing depression. Okay, so it provides a great opportunity to experience the moments of awe in which have been also researched and found to generate a boost in mood. So it can help your mood. greater well-being. One study found that 3 days after vacation, people's physical complaints, quality of sleep, and mood improved compared to before vacation. Okay, so if you want to get to sleep or something, take a vacation, de-stress, that sort of thing. Increase mental motivation. Studies have found that chronic stress can make it difficult to achieve certain tasks and cause memory problems. So taking off time can actually be a tune-up for the brain, and it will improve your mental health and cognition. Okay, so if you want to think more, if you realize you're forgetting everything, it's because you're stressed out, so you need to relax. It improves family relationships. So one study found that couples who participate in interesting, challenging, and exciting activities on vacation have a greater relationship experience. They have more intimacy and more satisfaction after returning home from a typical vacation. Okay, less burnout. Employees who take regular time off to relax are less likely to experience burnout. So there was once upon a time, Violeta, I remember I worked for the bank maybe 20 years ago, and they said you have to take 2 weeks. Not 1 week, not 3 days here, not 2 days there. You had to take 2 weeks off, only because they did not want you to have burnout. So that's the thing. And number 2, we all know this. It boosts, and this is number 7, it boosts happiness. So research shows even the process of planning a vacation can boost your happiness. Some people experience an elevated mood up to 8 weeks before the trip. So just planning your vacation trip is going to give you an outspurt of happiness, and you're de-stressing. So this is a good reason why you should have a vacation home.
There you go.
I mean, you can go, you can travel, what have you. Of course, that gives you good vacation benefits. But if you have your own house and you don't have to spend all that monetary, monetarily, it'll be a lot cheaper for you to actually experience these health benefits by owning your own vacation home. So am I right, Violeta? You've got some houses that you're going to show?
Yeah. Do you want me to do that now?
Yes.
Real quick. Daniel, do you have the slides? Okay. So I took a look at ideal places in Washington. Camino Island is one of them, an 1.5-hour drive from Seattle up north. And so I took a look at $700,000 on one end and then all the way down to what's available on the highest end. And look at this one that you can see at the top, and then right to the right of it is the view from that house.
Wow.
Water to me has always been so peaceful. It's so calming. And, you know, whether it's an ocean, a lake, a river, I love being around water. And then on the high end in Camino Island, first of all, let's go back. 760 will get you this home with 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,700 square feet, a little bit higher than that. And then on the high end, what's available right now is $6 million home. On the lower left there, you see the front of the home. And then the view from the open concept living room, dining room. What do you call those? A patio wall of windows, doors that slide all the way across.
Wow.
And for $6 million, you can have this beauty, 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths, 3,200 square feet. Then we move on to the next slide, Daniel. We're looking at Lake Chelan, another popular destination for a lot of folks from this area. For $750,000, look at this house at like a 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,400 square feet, with a view of the lake in the back. And the mountains, the scenery, just beautiful out there. The weather is always so nice. And a lot of people are having second homes or vacation property out there. And then on the high end, a little over $1 million, you can have this with a view of the surrounding mountains and the pool in your backyard. And then you beyond the pool, looking out, you see Lake Chelan and the scenery back there.
Yes.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's gorgeous.
Okay, let's go, Daniel. Next slide is for Suncadia. Closer to home, 1.5-hour drive from Seattle, Suncadia, off of I-90. And this is a new construction home. In the middle of the woods, you can put together your $750,000 you can get a 3-bedroom, 2.25 bath, a little shy of 2.
Gonna do it better. Who else really been with me?
2,000 square feet. of a home here nestled in the trees. And then on the highest end, look at this, $7 million. This beautiful, beautiful home. And you can see the concept is back to nature, back to wood, and just open spaces, 5 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, 9,020 square feet. I don't know who lives there. A ton of people, maybe 50 Filipinos, right? 10 per room. Okay, and then last I have Ocean Shores, again by the water, and here's a $700,000 home, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a little over 2,000 square feet, but it's more affordable. Ocean Shores. Than all the other ones that we've seen. And then on the high end, for just over $1 million, $1.3 million, you get a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 2,676 square feet, right on the ocean.
Wow, isn't that beautiful? That is really beautiful.
So there are homes that are affordable. There's some below that, but I took a look at the $700,000 range as my base. And then just for kicks, took a look at all the beautiful homes that are out there that's for sale right now.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. So, so a vacation home, there are different ways. I mean, as you can see here, any of those houses, I could go there and that could be a vacation home. I see myself relaxing there. It's by the water. They're beautiful, and for yourself, this is something that you can buy it either as an investment property or you can buy it as a second home.
Yeah.
So in most situations, if you are, you need relaxation, a lot of times the rule is it has to be at least 100 miles away from your house. That's kind of a good determination. If it's more than 100 miles away from your house, it's at least in the vicinity of a vacation home.
Yeah.
You can actually take it out as a second home.
They actually, lenders actually tell you that? Is this house that you want to buy at least 100 miles away from your current home?
Well, I mean, if you're buying a vacation home that's 2 miles away from your house, it doesn't make any sense. And so a lot of times, primary residence, whether it's a second home or a first mortgage, the rates are cheaper and the guidelines are a lot flexible. But when you have an investment property, of course, a lot of different factors come into play. Is there going to be income? What part of the rental income can we actually use against the expenses? So there's usually a higher down payment, a much higher. If you buy a home, a second home, it's 5% to 10% down. If you buy an investment property, it could be anywhere from 15 to 20 to 25% down. Okay. So it's not a difference. So on a $6 million home, okay, it's either whatever. So on an $800,000 home, 3% of that is $21,000, but 20% of that is $160,000. So there's a big difference. Yeah. So they want to find out, if it is truly an investment property, it's truly a vacation home. So we call it a vacation home, but if it's a second home, if I have a second home up here in Vail or something like that, sure. If I want to rent it out, yeah, sure. As far as an investment property is concerned, if you just want to buy a house and your primary purpose is to invest, Airbnb, or you're going to rent it out, every day, or you're going to rent out month per month, that's a true investment property. So we want to distinguish between the difference. If you are going to see yourself living in it, I believe it's something like 6 months out of the year, then use it as a second home. And if you want to do whatever you want to do the other 6 months, that's great. But if your primary reason is just for investment, and every now and then you want to dip in, a day or two, that's a whole different type of a loan. So basically, a vacation home is somewhere where you can escape to. A lot of people, they can't afford it. Just like you had a vacation home. A lot of people, your income will it absolutely can and may be able to qualify. You may be able to qualify, and you just don't know it. So a lot of time, you have tax benefits when you buy different properties. Some people, I'm telling you, they'll go buy a $150,000 G-Wagon. Okay. Yeah. They live in a 1,200 square foot house. Okay. It doesn't make any sense. That G-Wagon is losing, it's losing. Yeah. It's depreciating, and the payments on there are horrendous. Let's say if you buy something like that, your payments could be $2,500 a month. Now that's because, it's for 5 years or 8 years, I think is the max, as opposed to 30 years. So a lot of times you guys I'm telling you, I've got people with like $1,800 car payments and they're leasing. They're not even own the car, and they've got two of them. The husband has it, the wife has it. And they're like, well, how much do I qualify for? I'm like, with the cars or without the cars? So a lot of times people, instead of buying that extra jalopy car that nobody really cares about, buy yourself a vacation home instead. Now, so you're showing places in Washington for people who are in Washington, but you can go to Spokane, you can go to Idaho, go to Nebraska, Montana. You can.
What do you have your way? What are the ideal places for vacation homes there?
Well, vacation homes here, you've got Aspen, you've got Vail, you've got Telluride, Breckenridge. You've got some of the mountainous area like Conifer, Evergreen. So we have a lot of mountain homes around the foothills. So a lot of people do have second homes there. A lot of these associations, like in Aspen or Vail, they do not allow you to buy houses and Airbnb it.
Oh.
You have got certain laws and regulations. I think Vail is the only city in the United States that actually denied the Winter Olympics. They're like, oh, hell no, you're not coming up in here. You're not coming up in here. I mean, they're very, 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 very odd, but they do not want to have they don't like all that commercial stuff.
Wow.
So there's some places here, but there's nothing wrong with you actually buying a house in Aspen. You can buy a house in Vail or Winter Park. You can buy those houses. And if you buy those houses, of course, you can rent it when you want to, what have you. But the primary purpose would be to have your second home there. So, if I live down here in Denver and have a vacation home, I've got friends here where their parents bought like 2 or 3 condos up in Keystone, Silverthorne. And those condos are going for a mint right now. But at the time they bought them, they just rented them out. And they actually had them as second homes. They bought one as second. So there are a lot of places here that we can go on. And it's particularly here in the Denver area. There's some places like Pueblo, Colorado Springs, or Monument, or Brighton, or Thornton, all the way up to Fort Collins. But the prices of houses are $300,000 or $400,000.
Oh,
close to Seattle, where it's like $700,000 to $800,000, $900,000.
Right.
Makes sense. So you don't have to have a vacation home in your own state. You can actually come down here and buy a vacation home in Aspen. If you're going to buy a $6 million home out in Command Island, you can come down here and buy a $6 million home up in Aspen, or whatever, or in Vail. But you can be in Washington State and buy rental property here in Vail or the foothills. You can buy rental property in San Diego, in LA, in San Francisco if you want, Atlanta. Florida is a very common place. I've got so many people buying condos in Florida because the condos there are very, very cost effective. So It doesn't have to be, if you're a person who's a snowbird, which means that, you stay there during the summer months, but during the winter months, you actually fly south. A lot of people, they'll buy places in Texas, Houston, they'll buy places in Louisiana, they'll buy places in Florida. Florida's a big one.
Yeah.
So your second home does not have to be, doesn't have to be in your neighborhood or even in your town.
Let me ask you this: is there for the lenders? Is there a difference between VRBOs and Airbnbs?
I think they're two different. I think they're both just different rental companies. They're both different rental companies. So Airbnb is a certain company, and VRBO is another certain company. But basically, you rent out somebody's house as opposed to renting out a hotel.
Hotel, right?
So I did it a couple of times. Me and my friends would go and we'll get a house up in Breckenridge. Something like, I don't know, like $800 a night or $1,500 a night, and there's 10 of us. We'll stay for 3 nights. It's $150 a person. So, so that you can do with the Airbnb. Now, if we did a hotel up in Breckenridge, it's something like $300 or $400 a night. So it wouldn't make any sense. So a lot of times these VRBO, which is another company, and Airbnb is another company. A lot of times they are a lot more cost effective if you are staying for a long period of time and you do have different people. It's better just to have a suite. So Violeta, my band, we went to Minneapolis last weekend. We're a Prince band. We went to Minneapolis. Yes, we did. Yeah. And we bought. So we did the whole Prince thing. We snuck into Paisley Park. It's a whole story. We snuck into the Prince and everything else, and avoided
all the pictures.
Crazy, a lot of pictures. But the thing is, there was 6 of us that actually had 6 hotel rooms, and so we thought to ourselves, this is absolutely ridiculous. And my daughter bunked with me, but we're like, next time let's just get an Airbnb. Half the cost, because you have the kitchen there, you've got TV, you got everything else, and also there's places like Suncadia. You were talking about Violeta up there, up towards the mountains, towards Preston, up in the mountains there, where you've got a giant house, and maybe it's $1,000 a night, but you can sleep 10 or 20 people.
Right.
When you're not in there living, and you can Airbnb it out, you can rent it out. There are a lot of different places. People, they come into Seattle and they want to do mountainous stuff. They'll go and buy that. They'll get that rental property and they'll rent it out. But for you can escape to the mountains, whenever you want to. And when you're not using it, less than 6 months out of the year, when you're not using it, you can do something else with it monetarily.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So V, a lot of times there's some places where a condo was $200,000. Okay. HOA fees, $250 a month, and the payments are what, $3,000 a month or $2,500 a month.
Sure.
But you can go out there and rent, you can rent it. You put it when you're not there. Some of these properties, they'll pay for the rent will pay for itself, or at least cover most of the costs.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
either it's a vacation home for investment or a vacation home for your own purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you say, hey, I'm up to my max right now with my mortgage payment. Well, if you can get another home, this mortgage payment, but it rents at that mortgage payment, it's a wash. So a lot of times if you have money sitting around, 10%, 20%, you got $40,000, $80,000 just sitting around on the shelf, see if you can take it off the shelf, put some money down for either a second home or a rental property and start building some equity with that.
Absolutely. Build your portfolio for real estate wealth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly.
Right? Isn't that what Rachel talked about the other week?
Yes. There's some areas, and Violeta can help you with that. Some realtors would tell you, stay away from that area. The value is not going up. We need to go this way, if you're in some areas, like in Auburn, and a lot of places of Auburn a long time ago in Kent, people were like, well, it's kind of inexpensive there. And now it's booming. It's worth a lot of money. So it would really aid you if you do talk to a good realtor like V, talk to them and say, hey, where are the areas where I can invest and actually make some money off of it? And as a vacation home for me.
Yeah.
There's places now there in Stillicum, V, that's on the water, American
I
Lake,
know.
on the water, second homes. There's places that you can actually get, but talk to me and talk to Violeta, find out from somebody, hey, I got this extra money here. What can I do with it? Can I buy a property? Can I afford it? Can I rent it out? Can I do investment? Can I do a second home? Find out. It'll be in your best interest.
Yeah. Make sure you call me because, my cousin's on the hunt for something in Stillicum.
Okay. Yes.
So
yes.
If you want to beat her out, call me.
Yeah.
There's not very many things, but when they do come up, they're beautiful properties. And
right. Now, if you do have money and it's not a vacation home, you just know this would be a good vacation home and you want to do a true investment property, we do have some property. We do have some loan programs out there where if you put 15 to 20% down, there is no employment and no income that we look at. As long as the rent is more than the mortgage, we can actually do those loans. There's also Airbnb loans.
Mm-hmm.
There's loans. If you're an investor and you want to invest, as long as the income is there, you can get a mortgage loan for that. Just make sure you have the down payment. If you have that, we can figure everything else out. Mm-hmm.
That's great to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a way to get into real estate property using the equity of your home or, special programs that are out there that Tina knows about. So.
Yeah, you brought up a good point. A lot of people have bought their houses years ago and they have a 2.5 rate right now. So their payments are $16 a month, let's say. Okay. They've got, I got $800,000 of equity in my house. Okay. That's not doing anything. If you pull out a home equity loan, let's say for $80,000, you buy yourself a, like $300,000 or $400,000 home or something, your money, let's say your equity loan is $88,000. Maybe the payments are $800 a month. But you buy this property, okay, and you're getting a cash flow of like $500 or $600 a month. It actually, or whatever, $900 a month. It actually pays for itself. So if you're sitting on a ton of equity, you're not doing yourself any favors. It's not real equity unless you do something. You buy a property with it. So a lot of times, your payment on your home equity loan is going to be far lower than actually buying a rental property and getting this much cash flow. Okay, so those enjoying that 2.25 rate that I got you, or 2.75 got you, like 3 or 4 years ago, you've got a ton of equity in your house. You're not doing anything with it. Go out and see if you can buy some rental property that would be cash positive.
Yeah.
And you may be just fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make yourself some money. Don't put it in someone else's pocket.
Don't need that. So, yes. So, okay.
So is that time?
Yes.
Is that time? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, you want to say your goodbyes?
Yes. Anyways, give us a call. I know summer's a good month to still buy some houses. So usually October is the number one month of the year to actually close homes, and also in February. So this is the time for you to go out there and start wheelings and dealings. A lot of people right now don't want to have their house on the market anymore when the winter months come. So you can get a lot of deals on houses right now.
Yeah, there are people out there on vacation, and they're going to go, you know what? I like this area. I like what's that community out in over on the ocean?
Long Beach.
Yeah, well, yeah, anywhere. Say, yeah, you're in Palm Desert. I want to buy something out there then.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. It won't be too bad to get out here every so often.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just see what we can do. Let me call a lender. Now's the time. When you're on vacation, you're looking around, you feel the serenity of where you are. You want to be there more than one time, more than a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Arizona. A lot of my friends are vacationing in Arizona, Phoenix, in the area, Carefree, Arizona. And they're like, Tina, I want to buy a condo there. So when I retire, I'll have the condo. If you want to talk about retirement, what you can do with your money to buy your house before you actually retire.
Yeah.
Now's the time. So give us a call.
It is the time. Yes. Call us. So we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
And I'm Tina Lombard with Novus Home Mortgage.
Real estate money every Tuesday, 2:30. See you.
See you next time.